it's fascinating because there's such a story of heroism and bravery and courage in doing that, and the entrepreneurship of that story. And I think very often people don't get the sense or really appreciate that people come with nothing and build everything from zero. And it's a story that needs to be celebrated. And I think it's very much at the kind of the heart and the DNA of being Kenyan, right? And being African. That's interesting. There's a lot of people who also have experience maybe coming from rural areas to the city. But that's very different, I think, especially in this day and age, compared to somebody who goes on a boat and doesn't know if they're ever going to come back.
So for me, what kind of amazes me is that, you know, my grandfather came as a young boy, and he built a business, and he raised 8 or 9 children. Some of those who went into the business. My dad decided he didn't want to join the family business. He decided he wanted to study law, and so he broke the trend in the family of following the family business. He went to the UK, studied law, and came back. And then within another generation, you know, I was able to go and live in New York. So within 3 generations, just the dramatic leaps and bounds that happened. And I mean, a lot of us who were born here just kind of often say, what would have happened to us if that initial trip hadn't been made by my grandfather.
Right. So you owe everything to them, to this kid who kind of took a bet. It's amazing. I think I relate very much to that story. My grandfather on my mother's side left a rural area in Kenya, the Murad area, and came when he was 10 to the streets of Nairobi. And that was in about 1920. So also a street kid, right, who came with nothing. And even though for him, in his lifetime, he made a lot of progress, seeing the family 2 generations later is what really vindicates, his choices and that risk that he took.